I went to my local Asian supermarket. What did I find? Stay tuned. Welcome to this week's episode. So there I am entering my local super Asian supermarket. Lots of things from Korea and Vietnam and China, the Philippines, and quite a bit of like Southeast Asian too. So, a whole selection of foods from India, and this most incredible produce. Look at those pomelos, and look at the beets and the turnips and the sweet potatoes. The produce is just outstanding. So, it's winter. You don't always get a chance to go to the farmer's market. This is where I love to go. And of course, you have everything from Vietnamese-style meatballs and dumplings. Oh, of course, these are some of my favorites. The dumplings, shumai, pot stickers, gyoza. Lots of great things. And I thought, we're not traveling much in 2020, and now we're in 2021 and still not travel. But, you could explore the world of wine and food at some of these local grocery stores. Some people say ethnic grocery stores. This one happens to be an Asian grocery store. They do have some things from South America. There are some of the noodles that I've kind of been falling in love with, fresh noodles. Well, let's explore the world of wine. Well, I went down to look at what they carry. And of course, quite a bit of sake from Japan and from Korea. And then I was thinking, well, let's see, maybe what they'll have in the way of wines from Europe, or maybe they've got some good California selection. I really wasn't sure because of all the times I've gone, I never saw it. This is delicious. So here's something from South Korea. More sake and some plum wine. And we do like sake quite a bit. It is a rice wine, and we don't always get to drink it as often. And look at these guys. Here's some wines from Moldova, and I love their domestic selection. Look at all those wines from A to Z. I've never seen such a lineup of those wines. And they have some other things that are famous, like Rodney Strong. And they even had a cake bread Chardonnay, wines from Argentina, wines from Spain. I found a great Rioja from there too. So I picked up some and wanted to, see what they would pair well with. There's some of another thing, noodles. I love noodle soup. And look at all that rice. So it was a cold, wet day. But boy, a little bit of Korean food would go a long way to sort of brighten the day. And then here are my summer selections. So I picked up a rosé from A to Z, winery in Oregon. I picked up some South Korean sakes. And look at that one we're going to taste a little bit, that sparkling rice wine. And look, I found two incredible French champagnes. One from the Loire. There's that Radio Boca on the left, that Tempranillo. Delicious. Well, now we're back home, and I was just craving some Korean food because it was cold and gray while we were out shopping. And we got quite a few items, some of our favorites, and I'll tell you about each one of those. And then we're going to pair those with those South Korean rice wines that I brought. Well, there they are, our 2 cups that I picked up while I was in Japan. And there's one of the South Korea wines and the other sparkling South Korean sake. I just opened my wife's favorite dish. It has raw salmon and seaweed and noodles and rice and some avocado. There's my favorite. It's called Japchae, and I'll tell you about that one in just a second. And look at those fried chicken nuggets. They're so good. And one of our new favorites is something called kimbap, and it has bulgogi inside. So you end up looking like Korean sushi. And there it is, my favorite, japchae, which translates into stir-fried vegetables. And I have some chicken and tofu on top. And these beautiful translucent noodles are made from the sweet potato. So it just gives them this great texture and great color. And the fried chicken is just to die for. And there are the 2 wines that we're going to have with lunch. So the Korean food just got delivered. How lucky am I to have Korean food delivered? I'm a little late to the Korean food craze. But wow, we found this place that delivers. It's sort of like fast, fresh Korean food, and we just absolutely love it. Well, while I was shopping at that Asian supermarket, I found 2 Korean wines. I thought, well, let's give them a try, right? The world of wine right here in my backyard. So I have 2 we're going to try. One's an apple wine, and this one is a sparkling rice wine, and it has some peach flavor in it. So let's give them a try. And I can't wait for lunch. So I'm gonna taste these live, and then I'm gonna have lunch. So I thought I'd start with the apple wine first. Let's see. Both from Korea, by the way. Ooh, you know what? It smells like fresh green apples. That's interesting. Actually reminds me of a apple wine that I had in Germany, in Frankfurt, a few years back. Let's give it a go, everyone. Nice. I think it reminds me more of a sake, with just maybe a hint of the green apple, and just maybe a little touch of some nuttiness going on, but kind of fresh. I think it's going to be nice with the fried chicken I have over here, but very nice, kind of pleasant. So I'll put more details, obviously, in the description area if you want to, look it out. But an apple wine from South Korea. Okay, that works. Let's try this one. Now, I read a little bit about this before I came to visit you guys. And this one is sparkling, but it said shake it. Hope it doesn't go all over my dining room. But it said shake it first. Let's see what happens. Now, oh yeah, kind of a cloudy, milky color. And I think this is going to go really well with this salmon bowl with the fresh avocado and the ginger and the edamame. Wow. Okay, let's see what this smells like. So I told you it's cloudy. It's fresh peaches, but it, some of those drinks that have like peach flavoring in it, but it's kind of pleasant. You have to kind of maybe get beyond looking at the milky white. I like all things sparkling. Wow, this is kind of good. This is good. It'll be good today, even though it's very cold outside. But boy, on a hot day, and get some Japchae, which is what this is over here, delivered, and oh boy, now this could be dangerous. Wow, really cool. The apple wine is nice. It's kind of like a very normal sake, I would say. But the sparkling peach rice wine from South Korea, kind of cool, very novel, something you wouldn't try every day. But that's the advantage, right? You go out and you go to your local Asian supermarket and go check out their aisles, and you're gonna find a whole bunch of things that maybe you've never tried before. And how cool is that? I have Korean food delivered to me, and I am drinking 2 Korean wines.